How to handle insults. Like a pro yo, have you ever been in a situation where someone just straight up disrespected you and crossed the line? Yeah, it totally sucks, and our first instinct is often to clap back with equal venom or just freeze up, unsure of what to say in response. Either way, the jerk wins because they've successfully thrown you off your game and knocked you out of your emotional equilibrium. But don't worry, I got you covered with 7 slick ways to shut them down and give them their medicine without stooping to their level. Straight up ignore them. Look, being blunt and rude ain't always a virtue, you know? If we all just blurted out every single thought we had about each other, no two friends would be left standing on this planet. Sometimes the wise move is to follow that old saying, speak the truth but not the whole truth. If someone tries to insult you or disrespect you, the best reaction is actually no reaction at all. By ignoring their nastiness, you're starving their anger and not giving it any fuel to keep burning. In this model of behavior, you're the only winner. Your nonchalance shows those nasty words ain't even fazing you one bit. And even if you could come back with a killer comeback and win the insult battle, is it really worth starting that war? You don't know how unhinged this rude person is or when they'll finally quit spewing trash. Plus, even if you emerge victorious, you'll still be left with a crappy feeling afterwards. So keep calm and carry on with your day like it never even happened, my friend. Oh, and psychologists say insults only truly hurt people with low self-esteem. Makes total sense, right? If you're truly confident in yourself, your beliefs, and who you are as a person, some rando's harsh opinion ain't gonna mean squat to you. As they say, if your opponents resort to insulting you personally, you've already won the larger fight before it even began. The buy an elephant method. Okay, so completely ignoring the insults is easier said than done when you just want to snap back and put that fool in their place. I totally get it. The desire to clap back is strong. But here's a fun classic instead of trading insults. The buy an elephant method. Remember those goofy playground jokes from childhood where you'd confuse someone by telling them to buy an elephant or something equally nonsensical? Same idea here. Every single time they try to insult you or say something nasty, just give the same bored, monotone response without even looking at them. Uh-huh. Yep, sure. Right. Don't even engage with their actual insults, just repeat that same old script. Seriously, by the end of this one-note, mind-numbingly dull convo, they'll be so demoralized and out of steam from your refusal to actually engage that they'll have no choice but to eventually shut up. The confident stare down. Have you ever met those unshakable, steady people who can shut you down and make you question everything you're saying with just one look? They radiate pure, unwavering confidence to such a degree that it completely throws you off your game. The key here is understanding what exactly your insulter wants to get out of disrespecting you and then firmly denying them that satisfaction. Sometimes a single, steady, self-assured gaze making profound eye contact can work wonders and throw them off kilter. I'm not even kidding. Spiritually evolved folks with inner peace can literally pull this off effortlessly without even thinking about it. It's an unconventional and rare tactic, but exceptionally effective if you can make it work. And get this, you don't even need to be a bodybuilder tough guy or an expert on the very topic you're discussing to use this move successfully. You just need to try it, and you'll quickly see how stunningly powerful a calm, confident stare can be in flustering your antagonizer. Reframe your perspective on the situation. Think you're the only one who gets constantly insulted and disrespected? Think again, my friend. A huge portion of the world's population deals with put-downs and harsh words on the daily. Just ask any celebrity, influencer, or blogger about the torrent of criticism they receive. Their every single move and decision gets mercilessly mocked and insulted by the peanut gallery. But you don't see those big names stressing over the trolls and haters, do you? Why not? Because if people are talking about you, even if it's inflammatory insults, it means you interested them and got their attention somehow in the first place. As the wise Gandhi once said, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you and dismiss you, then they start fighting against you, then you win. So next time someone is flinging verbal abuse your way, try reframing your perspective. They're talking about me? Disrespecting me like this? Sweet! That must mean I'm an intriguing person who stands out from the crowd in some way. How cool is that? I'm basically a celebrity now, living that star life. You see, you can choose to flip any insult into something positive by reframing your mindset properly. The biggest stars and public figures don't let the haters and losers spewing vitriol get to them emotionally, and neither should you. Wear those insults as a badge of honor that you've captured people's attention and interest. Clap back with humor and sass. Okay, so dishing out the perfect, witty, sassy comeback in the heat of the moment ain't easy, I'll give you that. Developing a quick wit for clever retorts takes lots of practice and experience. We've all been there. Someone insulted us in the moment, but we were too flustered and thrown off guard to think of a good retort right then and there. It's only later, after replaying the scenario a million times in our heads, that a million genius zingers and verbal slams finally came to us, right? But by then it's too late. The opportunity has passed. Don't sweat it. Those missed opportunities and failing to clap back perfectly are all just helping you level up your skills for the next time. Take this timeless tip from the famous Spanish writer Francisco Quevedo. When faced with a fool who insults you, arm yourself with sharp, pointed phrases soaked in wit that will strike the idiot dead and shut them down. Start reading up and studying some killer comebacks and insult reversal lines online, so you'll be fully prepared to roast the next rude dude who steps to you. Have those scorchers loaded and ready to fire back with perfect timing and delivery. And here's the real key. Punctuate that sick burn with a sly, mischievous smile as it lands. Not only will your rapid-fire quick wit catch them completely off guard, but staying visibly cheerful and unflustered while verbally dismantling someone is an amazing display of confidence and self-assuredness. As one famous zinger goes, "I'm not denigrating your honor, my lord. I'm simply denying its very existence." Shame the disrespectful jerk into silence. Sometimes, even usually decent people you know just have a total brain fart or lapse in judgment, and they start acting like arrogant, disrespectful jerks for absolutely no good reason at all. If you're totally confident this wildly out-of-line, rude behavior is super uncharacteristic for them based on your experience, don't be afraid to try shaming them publicly instead of firing back insults. Odds are, once you overtly call them out for being a straight-up asshole who is acting incredibly disrespectful, they'll suddenly realize just how badly they're conducting themselves. With any luck, some visible guilt and shame will rush back into them, and they'll quickly reel in their nasty words and attitudes once you illuminate how disgraceful they're being. This shaming tactic can actually work great with misbehaving kids too, by the way. At different turbulent phases of development, children often lash out with insults and harsh language as they experience growing pains. If you fight that fire with fire and start yelling and insulting back, the entire situation will likely devolve into a disastrous meltdown. A far better approach is to make them suddenly feel ashamed of the crappy words they're using and the way they're treating you. Trust me, once that wave of guilt kicks in, they'll come back to their senses quickly and start shaping up their behavior. As the old saying goes, trees groan when chopped, dogs whine when beaten, and humans, when insulted, become wiser and more mature. Question their hostile motivations. Hear me out on this one. A lot of the time, the rude, aggressive person insulting and disrespecting you ain't even got a real legitimate beef with you personally. They're probably just misdirecting their bad mood and taking out their negativity on you over something completely unrelated that has nothing to do with you. In those cases where you sense they're just lashing out over their own troubles, a simple question like, "Why are you acting like this toward me?" or "Are you just having a rough day in general?" can work wonders in disarming them. Gently calling out their gratuitous hostility by implying it seems misdirected often forces them to reflect on their nasty attitude and words. Any reasonable, mature person should hopefully chill out and de-escalate once you point out their behavior is totally uncalled for given the situation between you two. They might even have the self-awareness to actually apologize. After all, by asking about the root of their anger, you're showing that you care more about understanding where their outburst is coming from rather than just trading insults back and forth. As the brilliant Leonardo da Vinci once said, "Just as warm clothes protect from the cold air, so does patience guard against insults. Increase your endurance and spiritual calm, and no offense, however bitter, will be able to truly touch or rattle you. When to avoid retaliation entirely. Of course, if the rude insulter is just some random stranger you'll never have to see or interact with again, feel free to clap back however you see fit without holding back. Talk your trash and give them the business. Who cares? But it's a whole different story if the one disrespecting and verbally abusing you is a loved one, close friend, or someone you have an existing relationship with. Even if you're able to make up and put the incident behind you quickly, those heated, poisonous words spoken in anger often stick with both people forever, leaving a lingering resentment. If you value the relationship and can manage it, don't even try to win by intentionally saying something incredibly hurtful or hitting them where it really stings. You both know each other's deepest insecurities and vulnerabilities all too well, so going for the jugular isn't worth it. The mature, high-road move when a friend or family member is the one cutting you down is to calmly pull them aside privately and let them know their words were disrespectful and really upset you. Then discuss what exactly transpired to cause their hostile outburst and try to actually understand where all that negativity is coming from. There's no need to trade further blows when it's someone you genuinely care about, you dig? Oh, and here's some final food for thought. Chinese researchers recently surveyed over 9,000 teenagers extensively to study potential links between frequent internet use and heightened aggression levels. Their findings? Basically, the more time you spend doom scrolling, aimlessly surfing, or being bombarded with toxicity online, the angrier and more prone to lashing out you become over time. Wild, right? So if you want to keep your chill and zen in check, make sure to curate what kind of content you're consuming carefully, or better yet, keep watching our videos. We're all about them positive, wholesome vibes up in here, and we've got your back.